bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago.
I would shove that right down his throat where it belongs. It's something if they're underage. Anyone under 16 is, believe it or not, 17 is not under 16. First of all, I know y'all see the title here. These leaked chat logs about Caleb Hammer might be ending his podcast career? I didn't have this on my 2025 bingo card, but we got to get into it.
I used to see him kind of address it in kind of like vague tweets or vague references. I never really did a full dive into the drama until this week. And when I did do a deep dive, it's one of the most horrific, nastiest, criminal things I think I've ever seen from any content creator. This is bad work, bruh. The reason why myself or others who watch Caleb or who have watched Caleb didn't really understand or weren't really too tapped in with all the bad things that Caleb 100% did because he admitted to it is because whenever he characterized people trying to cancel him, he always categorized it as jokes, right? So this right here is pretty much like a general reaction or response to the cancellation every time. So this particularly was posted December 18th. And he writes, they have no real valid reason to be mad at me, so they stretch and make ish up. First, they started with jokes in a degenerate group chat from almost 10 years ago, while I literally make the same degenerate jokes today on my show. No normal people who watch me care, only freaks with snark brain. Now they're trying to repost a picture I posted myself when I joked with a foot model on the show about how her feet were just as nasty as mine, so I showed. These people have no honest criticism of me. They're just upset that I advocate for personal responsibility while they hate accountability in favor of permanent victimhood, which when you actually do a deep dive and read the transcripts and see the proof, there's a 0% chance that anything Caleb was saying was a joke.
The thing that they think makes me look like a bad guy, the thing they think bothers me is when when I make jokes, a bunch of jokes with other people making a bunch of rage baiting jokes in a group chat from like a decade ago. And they think that bothers me in the slightest. Like, we don't say in our content, especially in our Hammer Elite membership, the literal most degenerate, crazy jokes, just as crazy as those. It's like, I don't understand these people. They just want to do creator is bad. I hate creator is bad no matter what.
So apparently Caleb has some leaked information that we're about to dive right on into, but his whole excuse in passing it away is we just tell a bunch of degenerate jokes. Now I'm curious as to what these quote unquote jokes are, because if it's what I think it is, if he has been predatory, then there's no joking that you're gonna say that you can get away with, bro. Let's be 100%, especially in this day and age. Like, I understand that there are times that you'll say shit that you shouldn't be saying, but if it's like one-off joke, but if it's more than that, let's see.
Dude, if anyone's group chats from 10 years ago were released, cooked.
Absolutely.
Xbox Live,
but these
chats.
are low IQ individuals.
No, I think they're unemployed.
That plays into it. They are nothing better to do, low IQ. They read it, take it as fact, and then they post about it, and then they want to spread it and share it under every public forum under the sun.
No, when you read his chat logs, he was 100% comfortable being himself.
Like, he was in a composer school, so these were all composers in this group chat together in college, right? And Caleb Hammer took a screenshot of another person's Snapchat of his underage friend. And so the other person called Caleb Hammer out in the group chat. He said, "Caleb Hammer, why screenshot?"
All right, we're going to have to read these for ourselves. He says, add Caleb Hammer, why screenshot? Super ho diddly ho? That's crazy. So he screenshot this kid. He hot, is gay? Question mark, please? What? He's 16 and no, you fucking perv. Yo, shame. What? What was the age of consent in Michigan? 16? Where's the jokes at? Somebody point out to where the jokes are in this. He screenshots this kid, says, hey, he's hot. Is he gay? And no, he's 16. And this man says, well, that's a shame. Then he has the state of Michigan's age of consent memorized. Let me say that one more time. But then he has the state of Michigan's age of consent memorized. That's some sick stuff.
And he shows the picture of the 16-year-old boy that Caleb Hammer took a screenshot of. And Caleb Hammer responds with, "He hot, is gay, please." And the other guy responds with, "He's 16 and no, perv." Caleb Hammer responds with, "Shame." So I don't know how Caleb Hammer can claim that these are just joke messages from 10 years ago when we know they're not 10 years ago. And we know this wasn't a joke. He got called out by another member for taking a picture.
I don't know if y'all caught what he just said. He said that wasn't 10 years ago. That wasn't a decade ago. So how soon are we talking? Are we talking about like up until recently? We talking about the last few years? We talking about like pre-COVID? No, hold up.
Age friend, and Caleb Hammer said, "He's hot. Is he gay?" There's no joke there. What is the joke, Caleb? You got called out for doing something inappropriate, and you doubled down and said the kid was hot. There's no joke there, okay? It doesn't make any sense that he would make that claim. Now let's pull up the other one, of the one where he found the 17-year-old hot. Now this one is, again, he took pictures of another group member in the chat. He took pictures of their Instagram, where they were all together at some sort of event a few years ago. And Caleb Hammer posts the picture in the group chat. I can't actually show all the kids' faces. And he says, "Back left, who is that?" Right? And he keeps going on about how he wants to know who the guy in the back left is, right? So there's several people in the photo. The group members go back and forth. They don't know who he's referencing.
Also, if y'all liking the content, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year. If y'all could do that for me, I appreciate y'all. And let's continue. All right, y'all, I hope y'all ready to be in for a wild ride. First of all, read the name of this. This chat is wild. LGBT Composers Chat 18 plus. So why are you screenshotting teenage boys? This is 18 plus. Does 18 plus also mean 16 to you, Caleb? All right. So we notice it's him. He says, "Who are both?" Man says Caleb's got a crush. He don't even. Let's break this down. He says name both of them. Both of them. And he says, which one is that? So these are the pictures, obviously, you know. What is that pic? Oh, it's sending. Your third pic, just one personal at a time. First of all, bro, what the hell is he talking? This man can't text for nothing. But secondly, I don't see jokes. Somebody, listen, no, I'm not personally a comedian, but I don't know. Like if you were like, hey, who are these sexy people out here? Name both. I don't think the whole crowd's gonna start laughing, bro. Come on, man. You know what I got to say about that?
Nigga, you gay.
So he shows another photo where it's just one guy in the picture. And he says, your third pic, just one person at a table. He asked the guy, I can't post the person's name. He asked the guy in the group chat, the Instagram friend that this guy is. He says, who is it? And the other guy says, Caleb's boy crush. And Caleb says, I would like to personally stick my penis in a hole of his. Any hole will do, thank you. The other person responds with gross.
Let me just say this. You sitting here talking about I want to know who this person is. I want to know what their name is. Is that the person I'm looking for? When he says Caleb's boy crush, he doesn't go, ha ha ha. He goes, I like you, and I would personally want to stick my dick in any hole of his. Where's the joke at, Caleb? You got to explain this. You can't sit here and say, oh, well, I was just joking. Where's the punchline? There's no lead up. It's, I see this man. I don't care if he's a teenager or not. I'm trying to smash. A 17-year-old? The person responding to you ain't even laughing. They said that's gross. Bro, we got another EDP out here. EDP Hammer, don't we? The Hammer of EDP? What we got? We got to come up with a name for him or something, bro. That's crazy.
And then the guy says, dude, he's like 14. Caleb responds with, nah, probably around the other group member's age if they were there with him. And then the other group member responds with, he's 17. And Caleb says to chat, and if 17, it's legal there, it is here. And the guy responds with, Caleb, you're 23, that's gross. Caleb says, not really. When I'm 50 and I find a sexy 21-year-old and I could be his sugar daddy.
Do y'all see what this man just said? This man said, I don't care if he's 17. He said, when I'm 50, I'm still going to be finding 21-year-olds and I could be their sugar daddy or her sugar daddy. Nah. This is definitely another EDP, y'all. Another EDP, 100%. Because you can't sit here and say, where's the jokes at, bro? Where's the jokes at? The fact that whoever this uncut person is keeps saying, Caleb, that's gross. Stop saying. They're basically saying, bro, this is way too far. And he's like, not really. No. That's not a big deal. Both my grandparents' sets were 10 years apart. 6 years is nothing. I would shove that right down his throat where it belongs. It's something if they're underage. Anyone under 16 is. Believe it or not, 17 is not under 16. He said, believe it or not, 17 isn't under 16. It don't matter if they're not 18. If they can consent, I can put it in. Yo, y'all, let's continue.
These weren't jokes. Like, these were actual statement of facts. These were things that he were trying to actively pursue. And he tried to make himself look less creepy by stating the laws here and the laws there. Hey, man, the age of consent here is this. And bro, under 18 is a no-go, bro. This confirms two things for me, to be honest. One, Caleb is a homosexual, as we all expected. And Caleb likes them underage.
What's interesting to me is his way of combating this is saying they're jokes. Now, mind you, listen, if you like, hey, listen, you see grandma over there? I clap them cheeks at 50. I don't care. You know, you and your boys are laughing, you know what I'm saying? Kiki, you know what I'm saying? You don't post in a group chat that you don't care if they're under 18, that you trying to get in between. You just, bruh, that's gross. I'll be honest with you, I'm very supportive of the people that were in there telling him, bro, that's nasty. Don't do that shit. Because, like, you don't realize that you are doing something that it may not be quote unquote illegal because the age of consent is this age. When you are going after people under the age of 18, that makes you the P3DO, okay? Because then what stops you at that point? Well, if they're 16, what's 15? What's the difference? Well, I mean, if he consented to it, if he's just a couple weeks away from 16, I don't know. I mean, like if he didn't give me his ID, if he gave me a fake ID that says he was 18 and he's really, 15, then you get what I'm saying? We see this all the time. There are people online that actively search for people who are underage. And this is one of those things that I look at and go, you should expect it, but your dumbass decided to do this, pretend like it's a joke, and then now you have this big platform and people are finally exposing you for the creep that you are. Because the truth is, you could still be doing it. You got a bigger platform now. You could hide things much better now. At the end of the day, I hope people like this, who really are like this, get what they deserve. You shouldn't be out here doing that shit. There are full-on consenting adults that do all the freaky shit that you into. It don't matter if you gay or straight. Why are you going after the kids? I don't care if they're legally able to consent. Under the age of 18, those are kids.